This conference will now be recorded.
I'd like to call the meeting to order. Today's April 27, 2022. And the first agenda item is I'd like to roll call.
John Pelletier.
Don Limestone, present.
Linda B.
Okay, the next thing on the agenda is the election of officers. I'd like to hear a motion to elect the chairman of the People Housing Authority.
Jim, I'll make a motion to nominate you if you're interested.
And I'm going to repeat this, Brian, please.
I will make a motion to nominate you if you're interested.
I have asked for this. No. We have any other? Oh, no. Any other nominations?
Chairman, I nominate John Pelletier.
Okay, we have a nomination to elect John Pelletier as chairman. We have a second. Second. We have a motion and a second. And I'm not sure if I'm going to go this out. All in favor or was there any other?
I think there's you would ask, is there any other nominations?
Right.
Well, first I would say, yes, I accept the nomination.
Okay. Okay, so Brian, John, you accept the nomination?
I do.
Okay. Is there any other nomination? Seeing none, we have a vote in a second to elect John Pelletier as chairman of the People Housing Authority. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Congratulations.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome.
Hopefully I can do the position justice.
What's that?
And hopefully I can do the position justice. All right, moving on to the vice chairman. And I hear a nomination for vice chair.
I'd like to nominate Brian Martin, vice chair.
We have a motion for Brian Martin for vice chair. And I have a second. Second. Brian, do you accept that nomination? Yes. Okay. Brian accepts the nomination. Any other nominations for vice chair? All right, hearing none. All those in favor of Brian Martin as vice chair?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion does carry. Congratulations, Brian. All right, next position is for treasurer. I'd like to get a motion for treasurer. A nomination, I should say, motion for nomination of treasurer.
I don't know if this is appropriate, but it would be better than thought, because I'm going to accept that I'm thinking, well, we'll see, checks. I guess they both have to. Oh, they both have to?
Right, or, well, you only need one, right, because you're.
I need treasurer and assistant treasurer.
But I mean, you've been signing or?
I've been signing except the board meeting because everybody's here, so I can have two board members.
Sure,
sign.
you can do that.
All right, well, too fast.
All right, Bob, do you accept the nomination?
Yes.
Okay. All those in favor of Bob being treasurer?
Aye.
Opposed? No opposed, that carries. Congratulations, Bob, as treasurer. Next position would be the assistant treasurer. Accept the nomination for assistant treasurer.
Stephanie's been doing anything, I nominate Stephanie.
Yeah, I'd accept that. Can we, can I have a second on that?
I'll second it.
Okay, Seth, you do accept the nomination, you said? All right, so all those in favor of Seth being the assistant treasurer?
Aye.
Opposed? No opposed? It's unanimous. Congratulations, Seth. All right, now we need a representative for the CPC. I was the representative. If anybody else is looking to do something, or? No? I mean, I don't mind. I mean, if someone else is looking to maybe do it, you can, if not.
No, but someone I got.
Okay. I mean, I'll.
Well, you're still on that taxation committee, because that one was a longer term. I didn't put that one on here, because that was a term set by the town.
Yeah, I missed the last one.
You want,
I don't know.
you want to do CPC?
I do not,
Okay.
All right, well, I guess I'll take it.
but I'll nominate John.
All right, so there's a motion, second nomination for me. I accept the nomination. All those in favor of being the CPC representative?
Aye.
Okay, that carries.
So you're doing Dawn as the motion and
Yes.
the second, Brian is the second then?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so I know Brian says on
It's
first.
fine, it doesn't matter.
Okay,
All right.
I don't need credit.
just making sure I get it right.
All right, now, currently we have Seth on the Affordable Housing Trust Committee. Is that something to continue on? All right, so
Nominate Seth.
second on with the motion, Brian with the second for Seth, the Housing Trust Committee. Anybody else want that? No, no other nominations? All those in favor of Seth? Carries? You, Seth? All right. Do that pretty quick. Okay.
There's a lot.
I just tell Google I'm beyond you. We'll be back to work. All right, next agenda item, we have visitors' comments, questions.
Peanut gallery?
All right, seeing none, move on. All right, next agenda item 4, accept the minutes from the meeting of April 27th, 22. Take a motion to accept.
Make a motion to accept the meeting.
Motion from
I'll second.
Bob, second. Brian, discussion?
I believe there was something at the end of this. That was not correct.
I'm not going on a way line,
Didn't write it down. Just trying to remember.
I said, you're going it over.
Brian is not coming on.
Threw it out the window on the way.
Went out the window, ran it over, and then picked it up.
What's that?
Went out the window, ran it over, and then picked it up.
Well, there was something that was pretty kind of stood out.
You said it was towards the end?
I thought it was, yeah.
I'm gonna, yeah, keep going. Sorry. Well, paper notes.
Anybody see anything?
Nothing, I mean, yeah, nothing blatant.
I thought it was late, it was like the Maybe it wasn't on these ones. Maybe it was. Stop that in and says you're going to do something. You want to hand it, yes. You say it to- Let's move on.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second to accept the minutes of the April 27th meeting. All in favor? Aye. Okay, that does carry. All right, is this your agenda here? I'm going to cheat off this one. So now moving on to treasurer's report for April 30th. Payable also for April 30th.
I'll make a motion to accept the report as presented.
Okay, second. Second by Bob. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that does carry. That's the accounts reports and accounts payable and payroll for April 30th. Next agenda item, the expansion fund account for April 30th.
Question, what is the expansion fund?
So that there is a fund that, yeah. So we had, the housing authority had received money for I guess, a sale of a property that we did not want. So we got fair market two properties. We got the fair market. No, that was not Indian Life.
That was,
Was that Paconis?
Dakotas.
Paconis, there was units over there that were affordable, and they were going to be given to us to rent. At the time, well, we're not in a position to be a landlord, so they offered us fair market value for those homes, and they gave us some money for them. And that's kind of the money that we've been using to pay land surveyors and stuff like that to try and build additional housing.
And their affordable isn't the same as
That's correct.
what is affordable coming in here.
100% correct. So that's what that is. All right, a motion to accept the expansion funds report. Motion by Don, second by Seth. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, carries. Next is correspondence. We have Mass Narrow and the Merrimack Valley Housing Report. Accept the motion for receipt of information.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Don. Is that second by you, Brian? Yeah, second by Brian. All in favor? Aye. Carries. And next item on the agenda is the executive director's report. That's what's over you, Melinda.
So vacancies, we're down to 3, but we have 2 more coming up. We have one in the congregate unit, and I just got word yesterday of another one that will be opening up at the end of June for a resident who has taken out and obviously has gone downhill medically, and the family's decided that she won't be coming back. So we'll be having some more. Work orders, the guys have been doing good. They've done a lot of outside stuff. They're also getting a few things done outside to prepare for the next 2 projects, things that the contractors needed done so that they can perform their work. We don't want to be holding them up. DHED did approve the budget. And then the capital improvement projects, the estimated to start the red pine is June 27th. They've got an 8 to 10 week lead time. The siding here, they haven't given me a date yet because they're still trying to figure out when their stock's gonna be in. But they were talking, it's probably saying for them, it's gonna be about 8 to 10 weeks.
They mentioned anything about the price might go up. They didn't go there.
They've already put in their bids, as far as I'm certain, the only changes they can put through is for unforeseen, so. Nothing was discussed at the pre-construction meeting about that.
All right, so I guess that touches upon agenda items 7, 8, and 9. Executive director report, vacancy report, maintenance report. Anybody have any questions on that? Also in the executive director's report was her answers to the board's evaluation. Anybody have any questions on that as well?
Where are we at?
I'm going to put in a new business if I should.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess I can hold off on new business.
If I can put it up there or put it
Sure.
under corresponding there.
Well, I guess, I brought it up, so I guess we can, because it's right in order.
Okay, so I make a motion that we accept 7, 8, 9, and 10.
We have a motion, so a second for discussion?
I'll second it.
A second for discussion. I guess we can officially talk about that portion. So it's right underneath the maintenance report.
We're on.
Yep, so scroll down and right directly underneath the maintenance report is for. Yep, exactly. I am.
That-
He goes, I'm buzzing right through this meeting.
yeah.
I will
Why
stay
go
home
fix
and
it?
show you this.
Where are we? 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, 7, 8, and 9 is the executive director's vacancy report and maintenance report. And then at the end of the executive director's report is her answers to the board's evaluation.
So Chair, I'd like to comment. I still feel the same as I wrote down on an attachment with the review. And do not agree with the executive director's answer.
Okay.
So on the goals, right, it says take some training pool space. What exactly does that mean? To build relationship with foreign residents. So I guess the latter two speak for themselves. But the first one, take some training pools. What is that?
That was a comment that was on one of the evaluations as a training that I should look into taking.
And what does it involve? Like, is it just online stuff mostly?
Mostly working with the Google Drive that we're putting the documents on for the board packs.
I need to take that too.
Yeah, it's just familiarizing yourself with all products that Google offers, whether it be from Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Drive. I mean, there's a host of applications that Google has, and they have a lot of online trainings, and the majority of them are free.
I do have one other comment, just this whole. This whole- it doesn't appear, well, it appears that the executive director is not motion to and is trying to defend her position on certain things. And I don't think that helps anybody with going forward. We say those two goals at the bottom. A very, very important one. That's all I'm saying.
Seth, do you have anything?
No, I don't have anything after that.
Bob, anything? The only thing I can add on is under goals. Earlier on in the answers, the answers were in-depth and kind of described, your position on what the commissioner said to you, but then under the goals, it's literally 3 sentences. Like, one of them was build better relationship with board and residents. I would have liked to possibly see on that maybe and you could have researched some type of class, course, whatever the case would have been on public relations or something like that, and said, build better relationships with board and residents. Middlesex Community College offers a public relations course which will be held in June to blah, blah, blah. I have looked into this across, something to that effect, something that a little bit more, something a little bit more proactive, saying that you're working towards that. And same thing on work on professionalism, something, something that can help you work towards that goal. But,
So I have.
all right, so with that, Peter, I'm sorry.
You had something in mind that you could recommend that you could participate in?
Well, that's, like I said, like public relations, something like that. That's one of the.
Yeah, who holds it right now? How would you do research to find out that?
Google, search the internet, and Middlesex Community College does offers public relations classes.
Chair, I think if it was mentioned by a board member, then something should get them to record. Say these are the classes that I think they present. If not, if if the board member thinks that things aren't changing, things don't change, they don't change. Things stay status quo. So it is a recommendation and
Exactly. I mean, and that's all my things were, which is recommendations. All right, with that there, we have a motion and a second. All in favor to accept the executive director's report, vacancy report, and maintenance report?
second.
That carries. We have finished business, next agenda item 10, which is voted approved and road tenant get off and the amount of $1,305.
You could have. Didn't we take that up at the last meeting?
We took it up and voted on it and it was written up.
So I guess my question is, how did it get back on the agenda?
It's on us under finished business, because we finished it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's not, yeah, we're not voting on it now.
We're not talking about that.
It's done.
But on one other thing, we didn't mention it then. Fortunate I had some. Say, listen, got something there that's not waiting, it was related. Didn't mention that.
All right, next agenda item, unfinished business, showing none. Does anybody have any unfinished business that they'd like to bring up at this time?
Mr. Chair, I have a personnel issue, and I don't know if we need to go into executive session or not. I don't want to name names. And I need direction.
Okay, you want to hold that off until we get to finish the other agenda items and then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Old business, CPC reps update to CPC meeting, which is myself. There was no meeting last month at all. There is one coming up in the works. But as of right now, there's nothing. So next agenda item, affordable business housing, affordable housing trust committee.
Yeah, so there's not a whole lot to be updated about just yet. Eric Salerno has been talking with Pete Nicosia about getting that property from mascot. So, I mean, I think he's in the loop with that, and, you know, if there's any updates, we'll hear about it. We talked a little bit about possibly using some of our funds to, there's a new Toll Brothers project on Sugar Nab that's going on, and I guess there's going to be a few affordable housing units there, but possibly using some of our funds to increase the number of affordable units there by like 1 or 2, because, you know, it would be a simple way to sort of use some of the funds that are available to us to make a difference. Other than that, you know, we talked about sending out surveys to people who are living in affordable housing in town. We're coming up with questions right now, but sort of want to get input, like we talked about before. John, where you mentioned the down payment assistance, sort of to come up with what areas people really want us to focus on, by, you know, directly asking the people who are in the affordable units now. But other than that, our next meeting is July 13th, and then the one after that is August 30th. And those are at 6 p.m. in the community room and town hall.
Okay. Thanks, Seth. All right, next agenda item is update and discussion of future housing, 689 Copeland Road.
We're still looking for chair, we're still waiting. Still waiting on hold, we're advised by the attorney just to go on hold and see if we can go a home petition.
Okay,
And if we brought it up, that we're just gonna sit and wait an election year, you might see some money shape loose.
okay. Then next agenda item is Indian Lane, which we kind of just got an update from Seth, saying that they're looking to taking over the property. All right.
So, at the last meeting, we talked about maybe, about the funding, we were going to put it out there, have discussion whether they would do it. CPC funding, whether we wanted to, some of that to go to the plan.
Well, the funding, that was brought up at the last CPC meeting that I was at, about the money that was earmarked, if it's already set aside. And I talked to Matt Hansen, and he said that if the Housing Trust Committee wants to take a portion of that money, then it would just be a simple board letter saying, okay, you can transfer over this money without having to go back to town meeting. Because the money's already been earmarked for affordable housing, whether it's for Tyngsborough Housing or the Housing Trust. It's
Right, I get it, but I thought that we, as a board here, discussed using it for Coleman Road instead of,
there,
Indian Lane.
I didn't, yeah, so I don't know.
That's what my understanding. Somebody else?
I thought Dave was saying there's the money available to help us with the study, which we didn't use any. And then I understand that money was still there, but we're gonna need it.
There is money set aside for us for future housing. It's not necessarily for Indian or Coburn, it's just there that we can submit land surveyors bills to, or a preliminary architectural drawing firm, you know, that we can take. We just submit the invoices to CPC and come up with paid off that portion.
And the Indian Lane stuff.
It would
wouldn't matter, because it's already, it would come out of the same. If the affordable trust committee wanted to do that. Yeah, this. So I guess it doesn't happen. Exactly.
So I guess, when you said the, I don't know, does the housing authority have to approve whatever happens?
Yeah.
Or if like the affordable housing trust said, is that all up to the CPC or is it like the way the funds are earmarked to make the decision? They said like you have to go back to town.
Yeah, so if the housing trust wanted to have somebody go in there and inspect the entire house and say, what is it that we need for this here? Like a general contractor, and he comes out with a list saying, all right, all the electrical needs to be replaced, all plumbing, and his bill for doing that is $5,000. Then the housing trust just submits the bill to the CPC for that. And then I was thinking more on construction. And yeah, construction as well. You know the ball? I don't off the top of my head, but. Sorry, I'll find it on the back. All right. Next item was new business. We already covered the executive director's evaluation response and goals. We've already known that. And the review of bad debt write-off policy, which is, which we already have a policy in place. Looks like back in 2020 and then revised again in 2021.
John asked.
Yeah.
Have it come on.
Yeah, so if there's any questions on that, then
Not on now, so again, more of a heads up than just last minute. That's enough.
understood. All right. So,
So no changes.
anybody want to make any changes to the existing policy that was already done? None? So, can we just table that, and review that again? Maybe we should put something about that. That's what I'm thinking off the top of my head, based on my comments. So we bring that up at the next meeting, we look at it again. Okay? You see, it's, must be progress. But we'll look at it sometime.
That's the motion with the chair.
Okay. I have a motion and a second to table this bad debt write-off policy to bring up onto the next agenda. Is that right? Next agenda?
Sure.
All right. I don't think there's a question. Okay. All right, so all in favor? Carries. Yeah, there probably wouldn't be anything until the end of the year, right? All right, so that's that. So now, back to other business. Back to-
I have an issue, and I'm not certain, but I don't want to speak about it unless it's an executive session.
Do we have wording for executive session?
I can get it, it's in the office.
All right, I guess let's just take a 5-minute recess.
But if it's for personnel, we can't discuss it if the person's not here.
I mean, there's a, I don't know what it is, but you know what I mean, like if it's sensitive, we would rather.
Well, whether personnel, anything, if it's personnel, it's for obviously an employee, they have to be notified. If they're being spoken about, because they have the right to be here.
I said I agree.
All right, do you want to?
Well, I did tell that person that I would bring it up in the meeting. That's what's going on.
You can speak to me after the meeting about it, but you can't, what you want to bring to my attention, but I can't be.
I mean, we
I want to
can,
speak the whole truth and nothing but the light.
so we can, you want to put this on the agenda for next meeting for executive? Sure. Is it time sensitive? Should we have a special meeting?
What's that?
Said it's time sensitive, should we have a special meeting by the
I
employee?
would say it's worth looking into.
Okay.
And it's,
So is it time sensitive? Can we wait till the next meeting? Should we do it? Just
I'd
have
say we
a
do it
meeting?
beforehand.
Okay, have a special meeting?
Should you wait till we talk before we make that decision?
What's that?
Should we have a discussion and you make that decision after?
No, we can't discuss it.
What you can bring forward to
We'll
me?
have to bring forward a name. If I can't go to the public session, I know a person has to be here, but it's how we go about saying it's gonna be discussed at all. If I didn't speak to an attorney, maybe somebody may have.
I have,
I don't know.
I have, and technically you can't just talk about it.
All right, so then we'll have to, if that's the case, then we have no choice. Executive session. And- Correct?
And handle it, right?
For the things we're housing authority? So is it local? Correct me if I'm wrong. Something fundamentally wrong with this. So there's a legal issue going on with the things we're housing.
It was
You're
advised.
telling us that the board of directors who operates, right, can't custody the things we're housing authority, can't know what's going on, it's a legal issue with an attorney, we can't know what's going
It
on.
was getting the
That's what you're
advice on
telling us?
how to handle the situation.
It's just something fundamentally wrong.
Because
And that's
it's,
why we have a problem.
because it's personnel that report to me, not to the board.
Doesn't matter who they report to. If there's a legal issue going on, you just said, we have an attorney, you get advice on the things we're housing, then the board of directors needs to know, because that's what we're here for. We're here, it just doesn't make any sense, you know, we're right back, we're circling back to the same issues, we hide behind the ACD, and, all these little things, and it's not okay. And that's why you continue to get bad reviews.
Because I just had a conversation this afternoon.
I mean, I understand what Brian's saying, and here's my thought. The personnel, policies and bylaws and all that stuff is made by us, correct? So if somebody goes against those or breaks the rules, then ultimately, it's gonna boil down to us. Because we okay those personnel policies and bylaws, whatever.
I agree.
I mean,
But my point
I-
is, she just said that there's a, she talked to an attorney, there's a legal issue. But there's a legal issue going on, we need to know. As a commissioners.
and I agree with you, and I don't think that, and I think that honestly, I think we should have an executive session, there should be counsel here, whoever it may be, to sit here and say, all right, yes, you can, we can ask a question, they say, well, you're not privy to that, or yes, you are, and here's the information. And then at that point, whoever we're talking about is also here to hear the meeting as well.
Well, Mr. Chair, we meet with the legal counsel. We're not paid yet, in a sense. To advise us. Then, once that advice comes out, we'll give it all five to the other guy. Because I was told things, and I need to know when to say it. And there's two sides to every coin, like the other side. But we need an attorney first to tell us, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying, we need to.
And I know I took the class, and maybe I flunked the class, but I know I need to bring something up, and I need the time to bring it up.
So, I'm gonna make a suggestion, I don't know if this is doable, correct, incorrect. We have attorney, we have the money, right? And we still have some hours that we said we needed.
That's all right.
something like that. So I'm thinking that We set up a special meeting, ask him to come. We'll do everything on the same night, schedule the executive session, notify the employee, and then council that. And after we meet with Louis first, and then after that, we can meet, we'll meet. Can't, just tell the employee that it's canceled.
All right, if we can meet at some point, I need to share my conversation, so I don't end up in a lawsuit saying that I was told something. And I didn't do anything about it.
I mean, is that, I mean, I'm not sure that we can even do that, but is that, maybe we can't do it on the same night, maybe we do it two separate.
Is that something you can look into, see if trying Louis that is?
I think that's.
I can talk to him, but I know he's gonna tell me that you guys can't be involved in day-to-day and personnel issues. Because this
That's a
attorney
liability.
today,
I receive phone calls, and I receive personal business from people. I'm not keeping my mouth shut about it.
well, I know who visited you, and it's not a liability.
That's why attorneys are in, that's why we have attorneys in our budget, for issues like that. I'm not even sure about how.
I was told that if you wanted to have a conversation and share your information with me, you can, but it can't be talked about in an open meeting.
Whatever the case may be, how do we handle it? I need to say my side to somebody. Just so it goes on record in the sense of, like, spoke to Don Left on the time it was shared. Two phone, in person, so on and so forth. So,
I mean, the whole thing just doesn't sound like. You're talking to an attorney and he's saying this is a legal issue. We need to know about it.
I was getting
And that's-
advice on
And
how
that's
to
what I,
handle
that's
it.
what I want to know from my attorneys. Should we be getting an advice? Because some of the things that you told us was incorrect. And I just,
It was legal advice and the letter's being done up to the employee, and then if they don't comply, then it goes further.
but we're not gonna talk about it. John, I know as chair, you could speak to the attorney, which is,
yeah.
Lawyer McBride, and
It's
it's
not
worth
law.
a shot anyway, then maybe she could advise. But again, the executive director had a conversation with the same one. I've seen other cases where things don't come off the way you had a board say. I just want to make sure that my big fat butt is covered. Well, I'm
All
looking.
right, I guess for now, if you can do me a favor and have the attorneys, I guess, the one that you're working with, and then also Martin Mooney, email me or call me, whatever one they choose. And just give me a heads up, and then I'll go from there and see about an executive session.
Or we can, after the meeting, the three of us sit down, and then he can get it off his chest, and then you can decide as chairman.
I want to say it to an attorney, just like you did. I don't want to water down.
So what you're saying, it's okay to have this conversation with two board members?
He's
Not
the
the other-
chairperson,
not
and
the other three.
he wants
You
somebody
think-
else
you
to
think
know
that's
about
fair?
it.
You don't think the other board members, the chairman's no better than any member? All he is a chairman, he runs a meeting. Doesn't have any more rights to say than any other member. So you want to meet after the meeting, tell two board members to get. the
I
other
was
three.
told that Dawn can sit down with me and talk.
This is what's fundamentally
I
wrong.
want to go to, I know it's not, but I'd like to think of advice.
It's just,
All right, so we'll do that. I mean, we won't talk right now, we'll just have the attorneys contact.
Well, you can talk to your attorney if you don't know what's going on.
Well, they would tell me what's going on. And then, I mean, if it's something, in my opinion, if it's something that's against the existing personnel policy and something, a rule is broken, I personally believe that the board needs to know because we accepted those policies. That's just, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah, I mean, I guess, as long as EHPD or whoever's aware of the situation, then, like you said, we're not involved with day to day. did just happen, whatever, this afternoon, that things are being handled. So, I mean, I don't think necessarily that us being known the day of would constitute, us being told about it in a timely manner, but, like you said, it does affect the personnel policy. Just that we know about it at some point in the future makes sense to me. And like I said, in a timely manner, but it just happening this afternoon, I see no problem with that.
I get that, but it obviously sounds like to me, it doesn't sound like it happened this afternoon. I mean, it seems like attorneys are already involved and all that stuff, legal action, whatever the case may be, and it seems like this has been on a few days at least.
So regardless of the outcome, I want to have a sit down with the attorney, because this just doesn't seem right to me. Whether the outcome, whether the issue that talking about an attorney being involved, can't notify them. It just doesn't seem right. There's something fundamental.
Yeah, I mean, and when I talk to him, I'll bring up that point, and then I'll state my point as well too, that I understand, I do understand it's a day-to-day, the executive director is in charge or has charge of those employees. But again, ultimately, they still fall under the personnel policies and guidelines that were set forth by us.
Right. So, I mean, I would assume in there would be some type of grievance procedure for the employee or something like that. I mean,
Yeah,
I know that.
I mean, there is a grievance policy.
So that eventually, if they choose that, it would come to us anyway. But
But it's not gonna come to that. And I can't get into the details.
Okay, so
so, I mean, so how do you know it's not good? That's my point.
And I can't get details, and I have day-to-day obligations as well. That I don't get paid for. Some I do. This issue I don't.
all right, so we'll go with that, and then I'll speak with them at some point, and then
Not the stock is all over.
and then
Okay, it's good, man. Why?
And then what I will do is after I speak with them, if this is something that we can have a meeting, executive session for, I will send out an email, just checking on dates when people are here,
That's fair.
sooner rather than later. And then we'll go that way. All right?
Good.
All right. Anything else by anybody?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second. Motion to adjourn, all in favor? Aye. Meeting is 5:27,
6:27.
6:27.